What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, LordDrago, coming to you today with a requested, updated profile on my Hieratic deck. This Hieratic deck is nothing like any you've ever seen. This is an all pure build. Well, it's not the mainstream Hieratic deck. It's not the OTK based deck. The main reason why I don't like running Heretics is because at the present moment, now that we know the Goose Off is coming out prior to that, the deck lacked top deck capability. Like if you swarm the field to get your combos off, your opponent top decks that dark hole, as it always seems to happen when you're playing with Heretics. It just always happens. But after that, you pretty much call it a game if you don't kill them right then and there. And I'm trying to find ways to get around that, and I'm actually exploring all revenues, all aspects of Heretics as a whole, even the cards that nobody knows about, that nobody uses, like the Inherit Such Summon level 8, which I'll get to in a minute. But before we get into the deck profile, we have a message brought to you in part by these nuts. Get off of them. As far as all this hype and hearing about people saying, "Oh, Future Fusion needs to get hit. Future Fusion is going to get hit." For those that do not know, all of our ban lists originate from the OCG, and they base the OCG ban list off of what's topping in the OCG. And currently, what is consistently topping in the OCG are insectors. So, I hate to say it, you guys, until Chaos Dragons do something in Japan, which they're not, Future Fusion is probably going to be here to stay. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but it's highly unlikely. If anything, you insector players need to get ready to get hit hard. But like I said, moving on, guys, we'll get into the deck profile. First up, we got 3 copies of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. No explanation needed. 3 copies of Hieratic Dragon of Tough Nut. Hieratic Dragon of Sue, times 3. Hieratic Dragon of Asset, times 3. 3 times. 1 Nepthet. I really don't like this guy. He's a dead draw most of the time, but he's still in here, especially some offering up a Heretic monster, and he blows up stuff. Blowing up stuff is really cool. Next up, we got 1 Hieratic Dragon of Gebeb. And next, we got 2 Hieratic Dragon of Newt, 2 times. Hieratic Dragon of Newt, this is probably one of the ones people don't really know about. I think WK mentioned it first. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when this face-up card on the field is targeted by a spell card, trap card, or a card effect, special 1 Dragon-type normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and make its attack and defense 0. Very techy card, 4-star 1700 beater. It doesn't get the tributed Heretic effect, so that's probably why most people don't, disregard them. But the best cards to use with this card are equip cards, or the one card that I have here, which I'll show you in a minute. And Hieratic Dragon of, I just call him Seth. I don't know what his name is. Sutekh, Sutketh. I don't know. Anyway, this is the Inherit 8. Cannot be normal summon the set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 3 dragon type normal monsters from your graveyard. Alright, off the rip, the first line you're gonna disregard because most Hieratic Dragons decks out there only run 2 vanillas, which would be Wattail and Luster Dragon number 2. Alright, so once per turn, you can banish 1 dragon type monster from your graveyard to target 1 card on the field and destroy that target. 8 stars, 2800 attack, 2000 defense. I run 4. I think I run 4 vanillas in this deck. So this is a top deck kind of card. This is a card that you would have in your hand first 5, hold it until mid to late game. So that's what Heretics need. They need a mid to late game comeback for when the OTK is not viable. And that's one of the options. The next one is Hieratic Dragon of Asar. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing 1 light dragon type monster and 1 dragon type normal monster from your graveyard. If this face-up card on the field will be destroyed, you contribute 1 face-up Heretic monster instead, except this card. You're not worried about the effect really. The Inherit special summon is pretty boss. You can special summon it through Metal Dragon's effect. He's 7 stars, 2600 attack, 700 defense. He's pretty much like a dragon version of what was it, Doom Dozer from back in the day from Demise OTK and all that. Either way go, guys, this is another top deck Inherit Such Summon monster that will help you push for those extra points that you need when you do try to go for the OTK. Then into the vanillas, Hieratic Seal Dragon of the Sun Dragon ×1, Wattail, Luster Dragon. This is not a misprint. This is the original. I get so tired of people saying that, oh, Luster Dragon misprint. No, LOD. It's original. Luster Dragon. Take it in the face. And one Alexandrite Dragon. Alexandrite Dragon is in there for the Gebeb special summon and for the Hieratic Dragon of Newt, which we'll get into that in a minute once I show you the spell cards. Speaking of spell cards, we got 3 Hieratic Seal Convocations, Standard, Searcher, Rhoda. You already know what it is. 2 Pot of Dualities. Still trying to find a viable other card instead of Pot of Duality. Trying to go off. Future Fusion. Yeah, if you go back on my other videos, I talked about in my comments about how Future Fusion is not needed or it's a stupid card to have in Heretics. Well, when you start top decking those vanillas and you can't do anything with them until you pull another Heretic monster and it takes 2 out your hand immediately, Future Fusion is a good way to dump those vanillas in their graveyard and that one Neptet because you really don't want to draw him or any of the vanillas. So I stand corrected on my comment about Future Fusion. My bad. I am human. You know, I make mistakes. I don't see things right off the bat. But yeah, anyway, Future Fusion is great in this deck. Standard, Staple Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, double MST. Let's see, Drag Connection, Tech cards, Dragon's Mirror. Dragon's Mirror, I've seen a lot of Pot of Avarice and Heretic builds to recycle those dragons back into the deck and draw 2 cards. My thing is, if the Heretic's in the graveyard, 9 times out of 10 you have a lot of vanillas in there. Why would you want to shuffle those back into your deck and run the risk of drawing the vanillas again? I would much rather pull out a mid to late game Dragon's Mirror and pull out that unexpected 5-headed dragon to your opponent who's just not going to see that shit coming. Yeah, then he definitely got to take it in the face 2 times. Tech card, Light Wave Tuning. I did get this idea from WK Dad. It was a very good idea, so yeah, I took it. Whatever. This is good for targeting for Newt. It makes Newt a 4-star tuner, but he also targeted by Light Wave Tuning. Select 1 level 4 light monster you control. It is treated as a tuner monster while it is face up on the field. So it's not even until the end of the turn, guys. You know, if you don't use Newt to synchro that turn, next turn, whatever, if he stays on the field, if you can protect him, you can synchro it later. But you either synchro with Newt with the 4-star monster that you bring out, or you will exceed into a rank 4. I've done some pretty crazy combos recently. I just tested this deck out of my locals on Tuesday against an opposing team, the YGO Mafia. You know who you are. Anyway, moving to the traps. Mirror Force, Hieratic Seal of Reflection. Yes, I do run the Hieratic trap cards. I feel like the reason why people put down Heretics or feel the way they do about them is because you're only running half of the engine. You know, the archetype itself was designed to be self-sustainable. It's supposed to be a standalone by itself, and people just omit cards because, oh, I don't see the potential in them. But this card is pretty good. When a spell card, trap card, or monster effect is activated, tribute 1 Heretic monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Counter trap card. Card that just says no. Heretic Seal of Banishment. Tribute 1 Heretic monster to target 1 card your opponent controls. Banish that target. Also very good. Tributing still. And Starlight Road. Let's get over those turn to tributes and all other stuff. Now you will notice that in my deck I do not run Dark Hole. I do not run Torrential. I don't run Solemn Warning. Because whenever you're playing this deck, and if you have Tough Nut in your hand, if you have that Tough Nut in your hand and can't get it out, that's why it's a Tough Nut. Your opponent has to have a monster on the field. So if you're running cards like Torrential Tribute, Solemn Warning to stop the summoning of the monsters that you need to be on the field, you can't search some Tough Nut and you can't go off. You don't really have very many 4-star options, so you know that's why I don't run that stuff. Let's go into the extra deck. We got 1 Kachikochi Dragon. Kachikochi, rank 4, generic. Once a turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can detach 1 XC material from this card. It can attack once again in a row. Queen Dragoon de Jin. With Newt and Light Wave Tuning in here, going for that immediate 2 level 4s on the field. Queen Dragoon has set up some pretty awesome plays with that combo all in itself. So she's definitely showing her worth in this deck now with the teching of the Newt and the light wave tuning. Anyway, standard 3 Heretic Dragon of Tombs, no explanation needed. Number 25 Focus Force, 2 Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. Still synchro, 1 Stardust Dragon. Like I said, that Newt and light wave tuning, going to Stardust to protect your monsters, protect your investment on the field, guys. This makes sense. 1 Scrap Dragon, because Scrap Dragon is Scrap Dragon. Just scrap stuff. He's scrappy, very scrappy. Tyrus, Keeper of the Genesis, rank 5, just 1, because you do have the opportunity to go into rank 5s in here with a set and net that. 1 Heretic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopus. Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, just because you can make them. And 1 5-headed dragon. Future Fusion and Dragon's Mirror target. Probably put in a second 5-headed dragon, depending on how I like this Dragon's Mirror tech choice in here. But anyway, guys, videos are a lot longer than I expected it to be. Shout out to Unique Alliance. And I hope you guys liked the video. Rate, comment, and subscribe. The next video should be coming up. Should be my Ninja Dragon Chaos deck, the updated version of it. And we'll go from there. You guys leave comments below as to what other deck you want to see next. If you don't know what decks I have, check the previous video. The last video I did. Anyway, guys, take care. LordDrago signing out.